It's a field back block, and that's
the guy that rolls his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City Live.
Let's dive into a few players that perhaps might make the roster for the Pittsburgh Steelers that may absolutely shock you in 2025. Undrafted rookie free agents that could really make a splash. Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports, everybody. I'm your host, Jason. Let's dive in. I want to start breaking these players down as we move toward voluntary, mandatory sessions for the Pittsburgh Steelers as we move into the summer and really start dissecting some of these players and some of these players that could really surprise you as a fan, and some of them you may not really know about. I've picked 3 out that are kind of my lead dogs in that category of players that could potentially make this roster in 2025. And I'm going to start right away with the wide receiver, Rock Taylor, out of Memphis. A guy that was a 2023 second team All-ACC guy, 2024 first team preseason All-ACC, College Football Network preseason AAC wide receiver of the year, a Biletnikoff Award watch list guy, a Reese's Senior Bowl watch list guy. So a lot there for Rock Taylor, a lot of expectations. One thing I really love about Rock Taylor is he played for Memphis and teams were really focusing on him. He faced a ton of double coverage, and his production showed that he can fight through that and still be productive regardless if teams are focusing on him. He is able to take on that battle, take on that fight, and that is something that I think is really important here for your Steelers and why they really noticed Rock Taylor out of Memphis. He's a guy that is listed on ESPN's site as 6'3". I've heard 6'1", closer to 6'2", so a lot of conflicting reports on his exact height. So we'll really call him about 6'2" for Rock Taylor. He's a guy that's 216 pounds. He really developed as a depth piece, guys. That's really how he started in Memphis. He was signed prior to that to the Tennessee Volunteers. When they switched head coaches, though, Rock Taylor looked for a new home, and he found that with Memphis and then slid over and created his path through playing as a depth piece, just getting some limited opportunities and working his way into a really stellar junior and senior year. In his junior year, reaching over 1,000 yards and being damn close in his senior season to 1,000 yards. The touchdowns were limited, but again, guys, he faced heavy double coverage throughout his time in Memphis because he was that lead dog in that room. The guy that teams had to defensively, schematically plan for week in, week out when they faced Rock Taylor. They weren't going to allow Rock Taylor to beat them. So Rock Taylor, again, faced difficult tasks each and every week. But you got to look at this guy, man. Good size, solid route runner. Showed again he could be productive against the double team. Showed he could be productive against in tough moments, man. He's a good 50-50 ball guy with good strength. I really like that about Rock Taylor. That's something that intrigues me at this level because he needs that, because he doesn't have great separation initially off the line of scrimmage when he's facing man coverage. And that may be the biggest knock on Rock Taylor for me at the next level, is that limited separation, and I think he really has to work on that if he wants to become an NFL productive wide receiver and really have some years in the NFL and really get a chance to shine and show his skill set. But having that strength and his ability to fight through those 50-50 balls and come out good on the other end of those 50-50 balls by bringing them in is going to be very important for Rock Taylor. And that could only grow as quarterbacks become trusting in him that he is going to be able to come down with those 50-50 balls. That's going to take time, and that's going to be maybe the same path Rock Taylor faces here in the NFL as he did with Memphis. He had to work his way up as a depth piece, work until he eventually got the nod. And again, you may perhaps see a little bit different Rock Taylor when teams aren't going to be focusing on him, solely. So that's something that the Steelers may take advantage of with Rock Taylor. His ability to get that 50-50 ball, his ability to have pretty good strength and be a solid route runner could really help him out. Special teams got to be where he shines. Hopefully he can. That's how these young undrafted rookie free agents really make this team, man, and that's going to be the case for all of them. They got to be able to produce on special teams. They gave him a next-gen score of 64 at the Combine, which ranked him 39th amongst wide receivers at the Combine. That ranked him pretty low. He had a poor Combine performance. What was it? 4.4 basically, almost a 4.5, a 4.49 40-yard dash. His three cone was 7.1 with the split of 4.5, I think. 4.59, I believe I have wrote down here. 30.5-inch vertical. So, Rock Taylor, a guy that has potential, a guy that has shown he can put in the work to become the lead dog inside of a wide receiver room, a guy that you might have a lot of high hopes for if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, that could be a real steal in the undrafted free agent rookie market. So that's somebody I want you to really keep an eye on. He's one of my favorites coming out of this undrafted rookie free agent class. So let's move on. Now let's slide over to the defensive side of the football. That'll be my next player that I really want you to watch, and his name's Sebastian Castro, safety out of Iowa. A little bit undersized, 5'11", 195 pounds. Strong run game type guy. A guy that can play down in the box, that's going to be able to get to the edge and seal that edge. A guy that's going to be able to play that contain game in the run game department. Really plays with high motor. A guy that plays with a lot of excitement, and he's going to need to apply that here in 2025 to his repertoire with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going to have to come out with that excitement, and he's going to, again, have to be a good special teamer and bring that excitement level to create and carve his path, man, making some splash plays inside of those special teams. That's got to be a real thing for him. It's something that he has to do, and I think there's potential to do that. He plays fast, man, with a lot of energy, like I said, which might allow him to shine on the special team side of the football. He's a physical player, man. That's the key here. He's not afraid of contact. He'll want to come down and hit you. So perhaps that fits Sebastian Castro into some sub-package football, and that's how he's going to have to try to carve out his niche on the defensive side. He's going to have to really try to find ways to be put into perhaps some sub-package exotic situations for the Steelers, perhaps in a blitz package, perhaps in some sort of run defense, something that allows him to stand out, something they can use him for that only he can bring. And that's what Sebastian Castro really has to focus on. Maybe gaining a little bit more size, maybe bulking up a little bit, but he's a thick dude, 5'11", almost 200 pound, man. So that's the big thing here with Sebastian Castro. A little bit of lack in size. And another thing he lacks is that ability to really play that one-on-one, that man-on-man type coverage, which might hinder his ability to get on the football field, not being able to play man. That's something he really has to focus on. It's not horrible, but it's not good. It's not one of his strengths in man-to-man coverage. So you're going to have to find big zone type coverage type schemes to get him involved. I don't necessarily think you're going to be putting him out there playing man-on-man with anybody. He's going to have to be in that zone and flying around looking to hit somebody, coming down playing run support and things of that nature as he develops through his NFL career here. And That's going to be so important for him to continue to gain in that man-on-man, being real physical off the line of scrimmage, being able to play press man type stuff, being able to just be real physical with wide receivers and staying in their hip pocket. That's got to be something he really, really focuses on this summer. And I think there's some good wide receivers on this roster right now for him to be able to really gain those skills. Guys that are small and quick. Then you have DK Metcalf, a guy that is big, quick, highly athletic, so you have varying body types there that you'll be able to work with that hopefully will let him gain those skills in order to be a little bit better of a player moving into 2025 here for your Pittsburgh Steelers. But we'll see. We'll see, man. Again, special teams got to be his big role. The next guy that I want to talk about is going to be DJ Thomas Jones out of South Alabama. More of a hybrid fullback guy. He's the guy. He fits more of the guy like I thought Connor Hayward was going to be able to fit. Connor Hayward just lacks in size, in my opinion, for the role that the Steelers need him to be able to play. You look at DJ Thomas Jones, a guy that's 6'2", out of South Alabama, 250 pounds. This guy can block his ass off, man. Highly physical, really quick hands at the point of attack on his blocks, guys. Right off the gate, man, that is what you notice about him, his ability to block. He's a hard-nosed blocker, and Mike Tomlin loves that, and that might buy him some time on this roster. Sadly, he has really limited special teams reps, and that may be something that hinders him. But this is the guy that I look for to push Connor Hayward out of the roster. This is the guy that I look for to take over Connor Hayward's spot as a fullback / tight end. A do-it-all guy that can move. He's versatile. He's like that Swiss Army knife Mike Tomlin likes to move all over the offensive side of the football, to play varying roles. Limited, though, in his three-point stance reps. He hasn't been in a three-point stance a ton. He's usually a stand-up type player. But I think that can be coached and that can be done with reps, and he'll be comfortable there. I'm not overly concerned with that. But I really like the way this guy gets to the point of attack on blocks. Sadly, one thing that I did notice when I was looking at DJ Thomas Jones was his downfield blocking. Sometimes he slides off of blocks a little bit too fast. However, that initial first level block where he really sticks it to guys and buries guys, especially guys that are undersized defenders, man, he lights those people up, man. He pancakes those dudes, lights their ass up and really dominates there. But when he gets up in that second and third level, sometimes he comes off of those blocks a little bit too quickly. He needs to learn to stay on those, creating those lanes like he does initially, to where he really opens up good run lanes for his running backs to follow. He needs to be able to do that downfield and hit those second, third level blocks and really learn to stick with them and learn that's something he has to do at the NFL level, because guys are so fast, you don't want to give them the opportunity to recover and rebound. You got to stay with your blocks. You light that first dude up, you get him out of that play, you got to get with that running back to that second level. You got to continue to explode and get moving there and get up there and make those blocks so they can continue through. That's very important for the run game at the next level, though. But again, known for his blocking, his toughness, a guy that's just a powerful blocker. That's what I have all over my notes on DJ Thomas Jones. Just a powerful blocker that absolutely destroys first level contact when he in the block game. He's just a guy that lights people up in that first level. And I want everybody to really notice, when maybe you do some research on him, to notice how quickly, effectively, and with how much power he gets into that block. How quickly he gets to the point of attack with his blocks. That's something that you really, really have to notice. Another real nice skill set that I notice about DJ Thomas Jones is this. He does have some soft hands. He can catch the football, but there's a downside to it. His route tree is super limited, man. Really, he was just a flat route type guy. You're going to see him out in the flats, releasing after taking a blocking assignment. Really a check down type guy. He really doesn't have any route tree to speak of moving out into the field. which might really hurt him there, but hopefully he could coach that, get that coached into him, and his route combinations can become a lot better. But he's more of a check down guy that you're going to find in the flats. With his size and his power, he may perhaps be able to get some yards after catch there, so that may benefit him. But what hurts him is the lack of those special teams guys, and that's how these players find their way onto the roster as undrafted rookie free agents, unless you're just some amazing standout or there's tremendous amounts of injuries in front of you on the depth chart to where you just move up by luck, or by some unlucky stuff going on the Steelers roster, but that's just what he has to do in order to become part of this roster. Figure out special teams, really stay effective in that blocking game like he has throughout his collegiate career. But that recaps 3 of the players that I really wanted to talk about. We'll talk about them again tonight on Steel City Live, only here on Mic Drop Sports. As always, I'll be your host, and we will dive in to some of these players here and dive into some more of them maybe. Potentially players that could really make this roster in 2025 that have realistic hopes to be part of the 2025 Pittsburgh Steelers. So, that's what we'll do tonight. But thank you guys. Make sure you are hitting that like button. It is so very important. If you stayed this long, you must have liked it. So hit that like button. Also, make sure you hit the share button. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. It's absolutely easy to subscribe. So get involved in the daily conversation here at Mic Drop Sports. Daily live Steelers content, daily uploads. For the most part, especially during the season. During the off season, maybe a little bit spotty, but we are live every single day, giving you guys the best Steelers content on YouTube. So thank you so very much. Until tonight, I'm Jason. Peace, my friends. See you on the next one.
Power takes an approach as a coach. Let's go. Let's go. It's a field back block, and that's
The guy that throws his body around.
Mic Drop Sports. Steel City Live.